morning, Carson.
Oh, good morning, Carlisle.
Hello and welcome to Duos in Destiny, where two former ice road truckers crash off the road and are stuck in their cabin in a frigid winter. We're starving and we have nothing better to do but film Dungeons & Dragons content for you. So here we are, playing Spelljammer in a homebrew setting. I'm your Dungeon Master, Logan, and I'd like to give a very special shout out to Jason Wardell of In the Vast Forest on Spotify and Bandcamp.
And I'm your player, Brandon. Thank you for joining us for number 13, episode 13. Incredible. We are so pleased and happy to be here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. Thank you for hitting that bell notification and being part of our awesome community.
And thank you for telling the Amazon driver that just dropped off a package about us. Duos in Destiny, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube.
It was weird that he wouldn't take us back.
TikTok?
Yeah, please go follow us on all those fun socials, which you can find in the description on every single video. They're always there, in the links. Makes it super easy. Click on them, we'll take you right to it. But listen, there's no greater time than the present time to get into Last Time on Commander's Log. Organs played. Carson met with Zage, and with that, he learned some very, very important knowledge that moth ships were coming from one of the two moons on the outside of this unknown planet still. Being those moth ships were entering inside that moon, and there's some sort of base, a home base to them, and they were on some sort of schedule. So Carson, along with the Starhammer, scouted out for the next 24 hours or so. They learned that there was a schedule to these movements, and ultimately they went to go find out if the Cliff Riders had returned to the Iron Roots where they were supposed to meet. They did not. Troubled Carson a little bit. He went on the look. He found the Cliff Riders and the Windtorn held up underneath a cliff really late at night, ultimately offered them assistance and brought them to the Iron Roots, and then moreover met with the River Swept through that knowledge from Pizor and brought the River Swept to them. And for the first time in 139 years, all 5 tribes were together as one. With that being said, all 5 chiefs met and had a very intense meeting for a few hours. Ultimately, our boy Chief Tyther boogied on out of there. He left the meeting, didn't say a word, and left the encampment, ultimately forgoing his position as chief. The 4 remaining chiefs exited, and they announced that the people are now known again as one tribe and as the Rawloss people. And if I'm not mistaken, that is where we pick up tonight.
That is, in fact, where we pick up tonight. With one small correction, you called them moth ships. Not a moth ship, it is a wasp ship. Wrong buggy, dude.
Oh, that's interesting you say that.
It is. It's interesting that you call them moth ships.
Well, it was nighttime, it's fitting.
But anyways, we are picking up here, episode 13, with you guys standing just outside of the, not the Cliff Riders, the Iron Roots cavern that leads down into their homes. All of the Iron Roots have packed up and left, and there's kind of like a small encampment that they have set up outside in this cavern, like in this clearing area where all the tribes have now gathered. The one tribe has now gathered. The biggest thing you would note is that Chief Tyther has disappeared, and it hasn't, like, there's a large, like, awkwardness that kind of spreads throughout the camp, but it quickly is dispelled by specifically the River Swept tribe. They begin to jovially kind of like start joking around, and then they begin to gather all sorts of food and drink and set themselves into a meal for the night's feast. As roasted beast starts to fill the air, I just mixed up so many names. Chief Pyaris approaches you. The four chiefs had been kind of like talking to themselves after Chief Tyther had announced his departure. They'd been talking to themselves, and Chief Pyaris approaches you, and she says, Carlyle, if you would not mind joining the four chiefs and speaking with us. The Cliff Riders have elected a new representative. Hesitant to call her a chief, but not chief, Diara has been appointed to represent the Cliff Riders, and we would all like to speak with you.
Very well. We'll follow you, Chief.
Lead the way. As she walks away, she's kind of still talking to you, and she says, make no mistake, we did want you in our meeting. It was Tyther that had the apprehension to have you present. He was, I guess you could say, jealous of your success. It was his failure to fulfill the prophecy that has driven the furthest wedge between our tribes to prevent us from gathering as one people. Your arrival, you and Carlyle, obviously has set him on edge. You've, in his mind, taken his destiny. In our mind, that is not the case. You have united the five tribes and made us the Rawas people once again. And as you can see, it is working. As kind of the cordialness and the jovialness of the encampment is really in full swing at this time. And you can see there's not a division. You can clearly make out who is from which tribe just by their garb and even their stature. Most of them are kind of like better adapted to their environment than the others. So they all have a bit of physicality differences and attire differences, but they intermingle. They're sharing food. They're trying new foods and experimenting and laughing. And there is this peacefulness about this encampment that strikes in your heart as just, it feels like home in a way. Like you haven't felt as much at peace as you have right now. But in the same moment, there's this tension of whatever is to come that looms over you. By about now, you've joined the rest of the chiefs as they've gathered kind of like in a more private area within the cavern. Chief Degotas of the Windtorn was essentially, he's on a stretcher and has been picked up and moved within. Gordon and Cesarel have been attending to him. And you meet the new, the appointed representative, Diara, kind of like a shorter female lion folk, who's just kind of like wide-eyed and a little bit overwhelmed, but standing present and introduces herself to you. Once again, much like the rest of the Cliff Riders, do not speak Common.
Okay,
so
that's my first question.
I was saying, there is a language barrier to where none of them do.
Okay.
So, and they're the only tribe to not speak Common.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, all the other ones do. So, as you are kind of like escorted in and introduced to Diara, Degotas waves you over. And I do want to kind of change the vibe of the music. This is a little too intense for myself right now.
You have come to perish in these caves.
No, Degotas is not serious. He is feeble and weak. And you can see that despite Pizor and the River Swept tribe's best efforts to help heal him, the necrosis just continues to spread throughout his body to the point where like his whole left arm is just this withered husk of a hand that kind of is just tucked into his body, and it's starting to spread, and you can hear kind of like the rattle within every breath. And he looks to you, and his eyes kind of like fill with light for the first time, and almost like this fogged over effect has taken them. His eyes kind of clear as he looks at you, and he says, "Come, let me see you." And he kind of squints and smiles. "It is true. A gift and a human. Two strange creatures to see here. been too long. It is a shock to see you. But it is no wonder you have brought so much change to our people. I thank you deeply. And we at the Wentorn are indebted to you.
No debt needed, Chief. I'm happy that you were able to see this through. And I'm sorry that we could not do more to help you.
It is okay. If I die knowing that my people will continue. Thanks to the Kurutas. And he kind of just fades to sleep and settles in, like his eyes fade, his arms droop, and you can tell he falls asleep. Not dead, like not like a, but just
Chief,
no! Just kind of like that. Stay alive. That effort to speak with you and open his eyes was more than he could handle at the moment. Cesarael of the River Swept looks to you and he says, "You made a splash with your arrival. I appreciate that you noticed the inclusion. My people are impressed as soon as you arrived and were eager to follow you. So it is without question that we believe you are the Kurotas and the ones to lead us. You have my people's swords, weapons, and spirits." And Chief Gordon, "Words I do not need, but I will fight next to you." And then Pyaris finally finishes. She says, "Kurotas, it is with your guidance that we go forward. We all offer ourselves in this coming fight, but we must make a plan, with all of us here and now."
Here it is. And I pull out a paper that I've like drawn during their during their time of their meeting.
Yeah.
And I go,
Quick sidebar. Would you have collaborated with Carlisle on this?
probably for the
Okay.
most part, yeah.
Carlisle
And I would have also
is an
collaborated.
avid cartographer.
Yes, correct. He drew most of this.
Okay.
And I've also Bondoc would have also been a part of this as well.
Okay.
Gaining him. He's kind of like my right-hand man to me being Carlisle's right-hand man.
Yes.
I've taken spirits to this beautiful NPC soul. He's a great guy. But no, Bondoc was he was with us through the whole recon, seeing everything too, just being able to lean on his ability for memory, what he thinks being it feels very much so like he is an avid warrior of some sorts too.
Yes,
he puts
so
on that effort at least, so.
I'm going to give you a little bit of lore drop with him and the 5 that he walks with. So those 5 are kind of like an elite guard that were specifically tasked with protecting the Ancient.
Okay.
They like the armor that they wear. One of them was one of the people that kind of like emerged from the shadows as you came back up from the tunnel.
Got it.
So they are like they're kind of like hidden sentries for the Ancient. And so those 5 are known as the Iron Will. I guess 6, including Bondoc.
Okay.
And the Iron Will have basically been assigned to you and Carlisle as your personal guards at this time.
Okay. So yeah.
They're like always within your vicinity, like eye shot at all times.
Then I most definitely would have included Bondoc into this thing. But I pull out this paper, probably close to the size. Fold it out, lay it down. I kneel down, and I have like a small stick, and I kind of point.
If you want to draw.
You see, that's the moon.
Yep, go on.
I'm not trying to make this a joke. I was trying to be serious.
No, absolutely.
This is the moon. And we believe, well, we have exact knowledge that they are coming and going from this. In this hole, there is seemingly scout towers that we've noticed, as well as an old abandoned civilization that surrounds it.
I would like to stop you there. A civilization on the moon.
Yeah, it sounds very strange. Strange enough for us to be outsiders traveling here on a ship. It's hard to cross anything off of possibilities. In this realm, anything is possible.
This is true.
But more importantly, the civilization that was there is long gone. For a long, extended time. Many of the buildings and such are worn down. These Surans, they explore it sometimes when they get lazy on their shifts. This is where they're coming from.
That crater appeared years ago with a massive impact.
So we're not sure if potentially somebody did give me that knowledge as well. I cannot remember if that was Bondoc himself that said that. Was that you? Maybe not.
He's out of earshot, but
He's out of your shot. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
yeah,
I'll point towards Bondoc waiting at the front of the cave. I don't know if Bondoc had told me
I
that.
think it was.
I believe so.
Yeah, I do remember that little bit of info was dropped last.
So, the Suran could be some kind of invasive species to a certain extent. Some kind of, they were on this asteroid, or even could have been a ship that crashed into the moon, and from there they rebuilt, exploring out. We don't know how big their civilization is. We just know that a few ships, one ship comes out, two ships come out, one ship comes back. You know, there's a pattern. They're coming to your planet to kill it, and then returning. Like it's a day job. That's the weirdest thing. They must find enjoyment in just destroying.
Like it's a day job.
They just find enjoyment. Hey, in D&D, day jobs are weird. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes,
That's too good.
Sometimes you go to work at the bakery, and sometimes you go to work in the fields, just cutting and killing grass.
Yeah.
You know, that's what these guys are doing. They're
Working.
just trying to spread my nut crosses.
Oh, that was terrible.
It's so funny though.
Don't try it again.
Because it's all they do. They just come down there,
Yeah.
just cutting the grass.
No, truly, yeah.
Yeah, like kill this tree here, kill this here. That plant didn't like it.
Yeah. And it is a slow spread, but they are like every day that
Widening the berth.
yeah, that the decimation that they have created, the consumption of the land spreads in various directions. Like some days you'll notice it kind of pushes towards the mountains, other ways it pushes back towards
Sure.
the forests that are on the opposite side. And so it's just a gradual, slow expansion.
So, we either strike in the middle of the day, which these creatures seem to be semi-nocturnal. So when their watch is light, and they only have a few, I completely lost my exit there, where they only have a few people on guard during that time, where they also seem not to care to keep too close of a watch. Or we strike in the middle of the night when their moth ships come down.
Wasp
That was
ships.
for you. Wasp ships come down. We, in turn, take their wasp ships and infiltrate back in at the right time, and we have a form of cover to get inside of the quote-unquote city. Maybe that is there.
Both of these are viable options. It seems if two come down every night and you have captured one from the stories that I have heard, slowly we could acquire their ships, but I'm sure they already know of the one missing. It would have to be in the same night as you said. If we steal the ships, it is on that night.
Correct. We take their ships and we take their ships. I mean, it's an all-in-one mission.
And we need to get as many people there as fast as we can.
Which would be exactly where the Starhammer comes into play. Zage is more than capable of carrying a very large sum of people to infiltrate. I don't know what we're getting into, which also lies the problem. I don't know what we could get into infiltrating with one wasp ship and then getting out. Like a recon mission inside. I'm not quite sure if that would be a death trap or not.
Are you saying to take the wasp ship within and leave it there? Or leave with it as well?
The latter.
Okay.
Take the wasp ship inside, see what we're dealing with, and if anything, we'd at least get out, more than likely, without causing an issue, or at least get in. Maybe if we have to turn around and head tail, we'll get out quickly. I'm just brainstorming ideas that Carlisle and I were speaking with while you guys were having your meeting. There are numerous amounts of things we can do. It depends how upfront and blunt we would like to be during this mission.
We do have quite a few warriors. We've done a head count. Just so I get my numbers right, we at the River Swept brought 42 warriors. Not we, sorry. Pyarus's Iron Roots. But the River Swept brought 42 capable warriors. The Moonshades bring 11. The Cliff Riders were at 19, but with Tyther's disappearance, we noticed he took his sons, so he took 4 total, himself and 3 others. And 4 of the Pteranodons are missing, but the Quetzalcoatlus remains. So that would be 15 Cliff Riders. We, the Iron Roots, boast 51 in our numbers. And then the Windtorn have 9 capable fighters. Each of us have specialties. The Moonshades are excellent stealth warriors. The Windtorn are fast and they attack from distance. The Iron Roots, we are hearty and we can take the brunt of the fighting if that is what you wish. In the River Swept, they can be cavalry or reinforcements. The Cliff Riders could, if we can get the Pteranodons as well, the Cliff Riders might be able to drop in people and even remove some of the others.
Well, that's very true. I believe we could, on the Starhammer, we would be able to take some, although it would be tight.
It does not have to be a comfortable ride.
That's very true. I mean, if Carlisle and I took one of that wash ship that we do currently have in our possession, we could spread out a little bit. And then if Zage just came in blasting, in, cannons hot.
Yes.
We just don't know what's inside. That's the thing that makes me the most weary, is the thought of how much defense are they holding just inside the precipice of the moon. That's what makes me worried.
Would it be worthwhile to infiltrate them prior to an assault?
It would. Obviously, it's a gamble. If we can make it, great. If we can't, and something happens, we get made, well, now it's on, and potentially with far less people.
There's a huge gamble. But it is... sometimes that's all we have. Truthfully, I do not know what is best. At this point, the other chiefs pipe in, and Gordon votes, and he says, I say, we infiltrate. Chief Cesarel says, I believe we go in as one unified unit. All of that we can attacks at once, preferably in the daytime. And Degatos does not have a say. Diara speaks up. Once again, cannot understand. But Pyrrhus translates, and she says that Diara is on a unified front as well with the River Swept.
Okay.
And unhelpfully to you, the Pyrrhus,
Wow.
Pyrrhus votes for
Okay.
a night op, a infiltration operation.
Carlisle, what do you say?
I'm not one to risk. I like safety. The infiltration is a risk. If we get caught, the whole jig's up. Presumably, I mean, it could be just one portion of our forces, lost or captured at the best. And then the rest of us could come to rescue as a unified force. But if they are captured, we won't have any way of knowing until they don't show up.
Correct. That's my problem, because more likely it could be you or I or both of us on that infiltration team.
And proven I'm not that quiet.
Very astute of you. Hello.
If we do an infiltration mission, I hate to say this, I don't think I should be the one infiltrating.
No, those are wise words. I understand your reasoning.
Pyrus pipes in, and she says, "You will not go alone. If you do go on an infiltration, the Iron Wheels are at your disposal." And Gordon pipes up, and he says, "My warriors will do this."
If we were to infiltrate at night, daytime, excuse me, they're nocturnal. Daytime, we could take out the scouts and then have a slow approach with inside to see actually what we're dealing with. That could actually give us time to get our positions correct.
And if they do rest at daytime, that's a huge advantage.
Correct.
Attacking when the enemy is sleeping. Or even just infiltrating when the enemy is sleeping.
Here's my suggestion. We go during the daytime. We go right as day breaks, right before we know those ships are about to head back. We drop off 2 parties in order to take those 2 wasp ships with 2 of the trained now jammers from Zage, from the River Swept tribe. They drive those wasp ships. The Starhammer and the other wasp ship 1 travel immediately to the moon, set the standard, and then those 2 fellow wasp ships could come after and aid if they need additional. I don't know if that helps, because that could be when they gotta wake up.
I do kind of see where you're coming from. If we infiltrate in the daytime, basically we would have to attack and overcome the 2 wasp ships on the surface here, overtake them, and then take those 2 wasp ships up in the middle or at the end of the night, before dawn. And then we are there while the other ones are sleeping. I do not know, perhaps the procedure
Correct, that's another
of whenever they arrive.
Or what protocol that they have when they arrive in general.
Agreed.
That's the other thing.
So I think that would force you into some kind of confrontation with an unknown force and an unknown number.
Alright,
I don't know if that one, talking through it, I don't know if that's the best option.
I agree with you, Chief.
I do like the idea of taking the single wasp ship up there in the middle of the day, height of their rest, when perhaps the Sorens that watch are bored. That is the crutch of all watchmen is boredom. The longer they are out there, 4 hours in.
I think that's our ticket. We'll set the Starhammer can take the long approach around. It's a very quick ship when it has the open ability. And Zeju is a very formidable pilot. He can approach from the opposite side, give himself cover, where the first wasp ship can come in so that all the men are very close. Myself and whoever's willing to be the first ones on the line will be in there first. Take out the scouts.
Gordon says.
And we'll take out the scouts. We'll go in the first wasp ship, stack as many as we can within reason, clear it, and then get ready for infiltration. That's our ticket.
Yes.
And once we infiltrate, we cannot start the fight there unless the rest of our troops are
Correct.
there.
And if the Starhammer travels up at the same time and goes around the moon, they shouldn't be too far behind us.
So we bring the full force,
Yeah, from the
but
get-go.
we infiltrate first.
We infiltrate first.
Clear the path
Yes.
for the rest.
Yes, gives us time to set up some type of operations up there to get everybody in position to get comfortable and figure out what we're actually doing.
Okay.
There. We
This-
strike at noon.
It racks my nerves. But I think we're onto something. This is hopeful.
This is very hopeful. This will bring peace among your people.
Kuratas.
The Raw Wasp people deserve it. Strike at noon. Let all of your warriors know. Be ready to board the ships no later than 10. That should be early enough, right? I kind of know the speed of the ship. I mean, because once we get out, could he not literally jam for 1.3 seconds?
Yeah, I would say once you get past a few miles of obstructions, you can just, basically pinball yourself to the
go
back.
to the backside of the moon
Yeah.
and just sit there.
Yeah.
So, be ready to, all warriors ready to load the ship by 10.
Okay.
I will take, knowing how big the Wasp ship was, it was a decent size on that main floor. How many do you think I could fit in there?
How about we give us a shot, like a representation of how much we can get on there. So if I pull up the Wasp ship stat sheet here. We can kind of just see how many would fit. I don't think it was the biggest ship.
It's not, but I think that main floor was still, like 50 feet.
Oh no. That's not it. Okay, I swear I had that printed.
You did, because we had it.
Yes.
I did not have it.
I just have so many papers here. There's only just a few. I know it's got to be in one of these. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, if we could basically just kind of sketch that out in terms of the size and just pack it with minis and see about how many we can get on there comfortably.
You want to pack it with me so we can just 5, 10.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's probably the easier way. While you do that...
So, I mean, like, this main ship, what is 7? In the cargo hold?
Yep.
That's 25 feet, that's 50 feet, plus another 5, 10, 15 easy. There's almost 65 square feet in it, just in that. So if there's one person per, that's 65 people in that ship.
That doesn't sound right. Like one person per...
I did one per 5 feet.
Yeah, I was going to say, you'd be like...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
so that's 15 people in the cargo hold. So
okay.
And that's just in the cargo hold.
Yeah. You keep working on that. I'll be right back with something else to aid us in this battle.
Well, you heard it here, folks.
I
He kept his microphone on, so we'll be able to hear anything and everything that he says, does. If he falls, trips, he's going to get something special. But it looks like through this wash ship, we should be able to get at least 25. So that's 5, 10. We'll go 13, 16, 18, 16, 19, excuse me. We can easily fit 25 really easy on that main front inside the main ship. So 25, that's pretty strong numbers. So 25 people, foredeck, we wouldn't want anybody on that probably necessarily. We'd want everybody on the inside. What the? Oh my gosh.
a 1-inch scale of the Starhammer.
Holy
Decks and everything.
cow, dude.
So we got the
This is
fantail deck.
incredible.
Fantail deck, and it's all removable, so we basically just like stack them on top of each other. Hilariously oversized cannon, and this would be like the cannon deck down here, all the way down to the cargo
that is
hold.
Incredible.
And then on the bottom side, I kind of labeled
Yeah.
each room to kind of help specify what they are. So like these two rooms are like yours,
Excuse me.
Carlisle's, with like this little balcony on the back side.
I didn't know I had a balcony.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Absolutely.
spend some time out there next chance I get. That's
With your little bat frame.
That is amazing, dude.
Yep. And then this one here is the cannon deck. So like these little spaces are where the cannons are loaded, or the actual cannon balls are.
Okay.
And then up on this deck above is like the little crane hoist that lowers you up and down.
Yeah.
And that is actually what operates like the loading mechanism for the cannons themselves. Basically like picks them up from here and then just rolls them in, ready
it.
to fire. Down here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this was just, yes, so this one here was the helm room.
Okay.
And then this one was the jammer room, so like Zage's room, and then this is just like a general hallway kind of storage there. Here is your guys' like workshop. So anytime you find Carlisle or Zage tinkering away, this would be where they are at.
Okay.
And then of course we have the Fantail deck at the very top with the 2 ballista. So, and then these little hash marks are just staircases to go down, staircases to go down, staircases to go down.
Incredible.
So,
Incredible.
if we want to pack some minis,
Yeah.
and they do kind of actually like slot together, but it's just a pain to line them all up, so I might have to trim some of those down. But
No, it's that styrofoam. This is awesome, bro.
yeah,
Incredible.
it's hilariously large, but as I said, it is a scale
Yeah.
of the Star Hammer. So, for any
This is nuts.
ship-to-ship combat, and this also gives you a good idea of like how many you could pack onto here. I could, like your pteranodons, for instance, would be easily on the deck themselves. Like even the Quetzalcoatlus, the very large bird itself, scale-wise.
We need to make a bigger table.
Honestly, yeah, let's say like a wider angle. Like, if you get the Quetzalcoatlus on there, the pteranodons are large, not huge.
Sure.
So they take up the 10-foot squares.
Yeah.
So obviously, you fill in quite a few pteranodons, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe-ish. Maybe like a few more up here too, just to kind of like maximize on pteranodons. If that's what you're interested in. And this could fully be like a conversation with the chiefs as well, kind of like explaining like the logistics of this battle.
Sure.
Like I know we're talking like above table at the current moment, but this would definitely be like a logistical nightmare for one. But
Yeah. Well, so what? There's approximately 125 warriors.
Yes, roughly.
So in the wash ship, I could easily get 25. And that's like
25,
and
okay.
that's like everybody at least having 5 feet, if not like 6 to 7 feet on average around them. So plenty of space.
Sure. Yeah, I trust you on that one.
Because it's not even filling up every 5-foot gap.
Yeah.
With that being said, like I kept the foredeck empty.
Okay, perfect. I would say I wouldn't pack anybody in the helm room, aside from the jammer,
Yeah,
and maybe one person.
In the I didn't put anybody
Yeah. Okay.
in that. So
Cool. And then like the top deck, there could be like there's not much room up there if you remember correctly.
yeah,
Like there's
which I'm
just
also not ideally wouldn't want anybody up there in general.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want somebody to. Hey, that's not a Surian.
Yeah.
Who's that guy on that ship?
disguise yourself as a Surian.
True, could.
Yeah. So you do have the hat of disguise.
Correct.
So you could be chilling up there, kind of like as like a, hey, we're not fakes. I look at the Surian hanging out on top of the gun kind of thing.
True. Okay. Yeah, so if we can put 25 here, I mean, we can easily fit 100 people on this thing.
I'd reckon. Yeah.
Nobody can go in here, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, and
That's
that's
my
truly
movie.
up to you guys. So like this side is kind of like kitchen and pantry area. Here's just a few extra bedrooms, or like extra rooms essentially. And then this is kind of like the galley where you would kind of like eat and drink and meet for the mornings. And you're not putting anybody in your
currently.
2 bedrooms? Okay.
I mean, like this all the way out to the front.
Yeah.
Funny shape in its own, but that is like 40 people.
Okay.
Just in that.
Yeah.
So that's not including what we could do on top of the Star Hammer.
Right. Yeah. I was just saying, like, I would probably reckon.
I think we could get pretty much the remainder of everybody.
So if we get the Quetzalcoatlus, and then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'd probably allow for like 11 of the Pteranodons.
And we'll kick it down to 10.
Okay, so 10 Pteranodons. I'm just kind of writing this down so I remember. And the cliff riders that ride those Pteranodons could basically be like mounted on them at the time, because it's going to be a short journey. You know, it's not like a 8 hours later of
Which
just
is true.
battle
Yeah.
ready. You know, this is like you get ready on the ground and then you're there. You could fit 6 or so people in the workshop. Probably another 10 or 12 on the Fantel deck.
So if we can easily do 40 on the. We can probably do 50 on the bottom. I should 40 in that little space.
Yeah.
Not including the room. So if we do 50 on the bottom plus 10 is 60 plus another. What you say, 12 to 15 total. 60. That'd be 75 people. So there's 25 remaining, which probably isn't the worst idea either.
No.
So.
It
Let's say
would not be the worst idea to keep some of our forces in reserve in case things really go bad.
Agree. So let's do 10 of the Cliff Riders. We'll ride on the first main of the ship, and then we're only going to take.
Do you take the Quetzalcoatlus?
No.
Okay, Quetzalcoatlus remains.
Because
I would
nobody can
let
ride
you to like you could basically get a another Pteranodon. You can make it 12 even if you wanted to, or just stay at 10.
And then we're going to bring 40 of the finest warriors outside of those.
40 of the 40 total.
Yeah.
Okay.
10,
so 25
10,
on the Wasp
10
ship.
from.
Are we still doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's going to be the heavy one. That's going to have
the infiltration.
Yep. So that's going to have my sneaky guys, which are the Moonshades, correct?
Yeah. So the Moonshades. There's 11 Moonshades.
Okay.
So let's just kind of start somewhere else. Wasp ships over here. You're gonna have 25 in total.
Wind Torn known for?
The Wind Torn are known. They're like archers and like atlatls and javelins.
There's 40 or so of those ones.
The Wind Torn was 9. The Wind Torn was the one that were like absolutely decimated. Like Degatos was their chief, so they kind of got wrecked by the Sarans. But they're also some of the most like gung-ho fighters. Like everything that they had and cherished has been taken from them.
So I'm taking all 11 of the Moonshade, all 9 of the Windtorn.
Yep.
And then I'm taking 5 of the Iron Wills.
Okay.
1 Iron will be on here to be with Carlisle.
Okay.
To be his personal.
Yes. And then do you want to jam in that case? Or would you like one of the other...
I will take... I'm going to see if I can get Pizor to jam.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Or we'll keep it simple. It's not the time to do it. I will take Rappaport.
Rappaport, okay. Rappaport.
Or one of the 3. Whoever.
Yeah.
Whoever, I will, if we want to do sacred brevity here, whoever Zage is the most confident.
Zulu.
Then I will take, that would make the most sense.
Yeah, I would say, I think Zulu was the one that discovered the
that is
spells,
correct. So we will take Zulu, because now's the time for competence, not hopefulness. So we'll take Zulu, and then I'll be... Okay, so that leaves us with, we didn't take any at all of the River Swept.
Yep. So you have
Well, that's the 42 people. River Swept has 42 warriors.
yes, and then the Iron Roots
than that,
have
just the-
50 some odd, 51 or 52, 51.
So then I'll take 20 of each.
Okay.
That's simple, right? And then I got 10 of the Cliff Riders. Because then I already have the Windtorn and I have the Moonshade on my squad. So
20 River Swept.
because River Swept are known for backup. So
Yep. So the
that's
River
perfect.
Swept are like they're warriors, they're hunters, they're capable warriors.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're not like I would call them like if I was just going to assign roles to them, like they'd be like infantry.
Sure.
Where the Iron Roots are like shock troopers. Like they are like most of them have like heavy armor.
Sure.
That's like that chitinous armor.
So yeah, those guys, that's our big infantry. So if we can infiltrate with my ship, if not, then we can back out, let those guys hit first, and then we'll...
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then Zage would obviously be the jammer in that instance. Do you want the other wave speakers apprentices on the ships as well? Because they would be the capable ones to jam. So like the 3 aboard the Starhammer are capable of jamming.
So that's
And then
4.
you would assume Pizor and Marwalk would also be able to. They haven't done it, but they have the capability.
We will also take... So in the Wasp ship, we will also take Rappaport then. So we'll have 2 in that Wasp ship.
Okay.
And then we'll keep the other one in the Starhammer. So now there's at least 2 capable individuals in each ship in case anything happens.
Yep. And Carlisle's coming on the Starhammer.
Carlisle's running that. Carlisle...
And then Zulu, Rappaport, and Redon. That's the one.
Okay.
Gordon's distant cousin, Redon. He just lost the go.
The Godon. Don't forget about his second cousin, Zordon.
Yep.
But nobody really talks about him except for the Rangers.
Alrighty. So we kind of got a battle plan going forward, and we got a time.
Now it's time to rest.
Yes.
Get my face paint on.
With the there's a bit of like relief to having this planned out, but then there's this weird reality of assigning numbers. You are playing with people's lives in this moment. You have sealed their fates for the time being, for whatever is to come, the unknown. They're all willing warriors, but as you guys walk out, it is with a heavy heart on what you're doing. When you do walk out of the cavern, you find the jovial nature is kind of, the sun has set, and everyone has gathered around a large central bonfire, and you see Wave Speaker Marwak in the center, and she is in the midst of telling a tale at the current moment. And amongst the waves that she creates in her art form of storytelling, you see a wasp ship kind of form up out of the water, and then you see several small figures sprout up in the distance and start to approach it. And she's kind of like speaking 2 languages at one time. She says like the sentence in common, and then she'll say it in lion folk, and then common and lion. She just keeps switching back and forth, and she's telling the story of the capture of the first wasp ship, and then the arrival of Carson, Carlisle, the Kurutas, with the wasp ship, with the Moonshade tribe to the River Swepts. And then it kind of keeps unfolding from there. The departure, kind of just like the vague storytelling, because they weren't there at the time, of you gathering the Cliff Riders, the arrival of the River Swept, and then the rest of the tale as it unfolds. And you can see the rich history of storytelling amongst the River Swept being spread to all of the other tribes, and just this kind of moment of your story being told, the story of the Kurutas. And then the evening kind of just proceeds in
That's cool.
tense apprehension.
Absolutely.
There is like celebrations for what has happened, but there's the overwhelming looming over your head battle. If you need to, you can take a long rest.
Yeah.
As
I think.
I do think, if I remember correctly, Carlisle does not have his full hit points. So yes, we will long rest here. If there's anything you'd like to do in the evening, anybody you'd like to speak with, or business to take care of, now would be the time.
No, I mean, I think I'd probably just find Carlisle towards the end of the night. I'd probably stay by myself a little bit, trying to keep my mind right.
Yeah.
And all I would say to Carlisle, I find him in Burton Forest. I'm getting ready to head in for the night to try to get some sleep for whatever that may be. Are you good with this?
As good as I'll ever be, I suppose. There's a lot. It's not what I anticipated when we came here.
No, not what I had thought whatsoever. Never in my wildest dreams do I think I'd be laying out a battle plan to 5 chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something to check off my bucket list, I guess.
If that's the bucket list you have,
Yeah.
it's not on mine.
No,
I never anticipated to be here. I'm overwhelmed. I'm very nervous. And I don't like the fact that we'll be on different ships.
Yeah, that's one thing that's in the back of my mind. Pretty heavy. I think it's necessary.
I'm not one for sneaking, so it is necessary. I'll be there, I promise.
I mean, I'll be able to at least hit my Gorget button if I need to, at least get one message back to Zage. So,
Of course.
I've got a 1 freebie information run.
And you've got the flair, if you're truly in deep.
Right, I do have that.
That might not be a bad signal for the actual infiltration. Like after the infiltration is complete, whenever you're ready, either send us a message or
Well,
shoot the player.
if it's what we had reconned, there's only going to be a few on the outskirts. So it shouldn't take us, hopefully, but a minute or two to potentially clear the outskirts, in which at that point you guys should come up immediately. So really, if the plan works well, you'll be right on our heels regardless.
We will be.
And then we'll be able to infiltrate with you guys setting up behind us. And then if anything fails, we'll come out quickly. But, okay. Well,
I don't know how we got here.
yeah, I mean, at some point we'll have to just stop asking ourselves that and just start believing that we've got a purpose.
Clearly we do.
The ancients, she said it, so I guess there's no reason not to believe it. There's too many oddball things being thrown in our path and in our timeline for us not to think that this is what's been written for us.
This is, I guess, our fate. If we're here for a prophecy to fulfill, it seems to be the case. Maybe that means we'll succeed.
Well, I mean,
Not maybe. It means we'll succeed.
yeah, it means we better work our butts off to make sure we try.
I believe in us.
I do too. Alright, yeah.
And he pulls the amulet from his like kind of hidden from behind his Gorget. He pulls it from it. And he's like,
And I believe in Bemis. Feels weird to say. We've got it.
We've got this. Put a hand on his shoulder and I say, for whatever it's worth, get as much rest as you can.
I'm exhausted. I'll see you in the morning.
Very well. Good night, Carlisle.
Night, Carson.
I into my room, throw out some dry rations for my friend Hal.
and you can see he's like, it seems restless whenever you arrive. Like, if bats could pace, he's like pacing, just like small little circles until, like, as soon as you open up the door, you kind of see him like kind of squiggling around the floor in like figure eights and circles before he notices your arrival and immediately like perks up and scutters over to you and kind of like climbs up your feet. I assume you probably like drop them all. Maybe he like climbs up them all, spirals up the handle before he perches and kind of hops over to your shoulder.
Just give us more food. And I'm probably pretty silent at this point. Yeah. One of those.
Shockingly, he is as well.
Yeah, fair enough. Until I learn to speak with animals.
You can. Actually, I don't know if you have the echo.
I don't know if I do or not.
Dang. That'd be cool, though. That'd be wild, yeah.
Hal just kind of talks like this.
How'd you know?
Well, hello there, Carson. I'm bad. Yeah, I will get some sleep.
Okay. You fall asleep. You find yourself in an endless void, surrounded by nothing but blackness. And your nose is touched by the smell of singed hair and hot metal. You kind of start to anticipate the ping that's about to surround you. But nothing. Nothing comes. And then you kind of hear this creak of a hinge. This whoosh of air. And these embers kind of kick to life. And they fly up in all these like little sparks. And you see before you bellows being worked. And this burly figure standing with his back to you, working the bellows, making the fire before you brighter and brighter.
Thanks to you, Carson. I have heard voices I've never heard before. Followers I anticipated come to me. These are all thanks to your actions.
As he continues to work the bellows.
This is a new one. I'm seeing you and I'm not dead.
I wanted to let you know I'm not only there when you are dead or near death. I'm with you at all times.
I know that now.
I'm with you because you are the only hope I have. The only hope of freedom. A return to what I once was.
That is a great responsibility.
It is. And why you are my chosen. I could have chosen others, but I knew you would step up to that role.
I will do my absolute best. My absolute best, Femus. And I'm trying.
Your trying is more than just trying. It's succeeding. For centuries, ages, I was sustained off of mere breadcrumbs. The people of Torvengard kept me alive, but it is nothing more than table scraps. For the first time, a morsel of meat touched my plate. I feel energized. I feel a return of my power.
I mean, that's phenomenal. It's fantastic.
And yet I'm here. Trapped still.
What do you need from me? Do you need more people to follow you? Do I need to find new civilizations to spread your name?
Your destiny will continue to unfold before you. Seeking out one of my priests was the first step of many. There will be others.
Dimaga,
Yes, she was one of them.
can you... So you would like for me to find the other four?
Yes,
Can you point me in the right direction then?
go home.
Back to Torvengard?
I have a priest there, of course.
She's one of the ancients, though.
She is ancient for what she is. She is unlike the other priests I have. Torvengard is a unique case. She inherited her position from the previous priest, For generations, that role has been passed down. A voice for myself, to the people of Torvengard, waiting for you.
I'm afraid I wasn't very, how do I say, respectful the last time I communicated with her.
No, but I understand. I saw the fear that you held. You've nothing to fear with Ogre.
I mean, you could say that. Doesn't change the fact that it was just kind of scary.
I understand your apprehension. It is on my word that she means you no harm.
Very well.
She will point you to where you need to go.
Well, I think maybe once we finish this here, we've got a few more days here, but what's this? Where am I at right now?
Where are you?
Yes.
Vistrotar. The planet Vistrotar.
That's the planet's name.
It is.
Vistrotar.
I once held sway there. A good deal. Crafty folk. Resilient. Before kind of like jerks and you see the chain still attaching him to where he's at, around his wrists, around his ankles. And they kind of rattle. Before I was shackled and the world was broken, I held sway across many planets. My priest linger. Vistrotar is a strange planet. Something has changed it as well. An influence. It feels familiar here. I cannot be on Vistrotar, but I can feel the energy through you. As I am with you. And I can feel something familiar about that place.
Very well. I will do my best to continue that. And hopefully some of the Rawlost people will bend your ear. Continue to speak and spread your word and find faith within you.
The Iron Roots were once some of my most devout. Long, long ago. Their ancestors. I was forgotten, aside from the ancients.
I can see that. They were lost. Many of these Leonin have been lost. The tribes finding themselves in a very survival instinct mode of keeping their people safe and running and hiding and running and hiding, and just this domino effect that they live. But that's changing.
Whatever shackled me, whatever happened to me, these are the repercussions of a long lost action. Something not thought through.
Huh. I know not what that could be. But I'll find a way to cut you from these ties.
If I knew, it would be fixed by now.
That's probably very true.
And that is why I lay my faith with you.
I'll help you the best I can, Euphemus. I'll try to do right by you.
And that is all I can ask of.
Can you tell me one thing?
I can try.
Is my family still safe?
They are.
Very good. Very good, Femus.
And the two of you, as opposed to the dreams ending, typically abruptly, with you kind of shocking awake, you two kind of just sit, stare into the slowly stoked flames, until eventually you almost feel like you yourself drift off to sleep, and then you wake up. And it is the morning of whatever is to come.
Whatever is to come, yeah. Okay.
I don't know exactly where you slept last night, per se.
I think I slept in my bed. I think
Okay, on the Starhammer.
I think I would have found myself to the Starhammer.
Yeah, absolutely. And there would be Carlisle, Zage, the Automatons, Radon, Zulu, and Rappaport. Pizor is actually spending some time with them as well. And the three, Zulu, Rappaport, and Radon, are all kind of giving him a hard time for falling behind their progress for once. Like, he was always the kind of like star child of the apprentices, and now he's the one that's being taught from them. And so it's kind of like a fun little coin flip, and they're giving him one heck of a hard time for it. But they do teach him quite a few things, and kind of show him the ropes of spell jamming. And you can feel as you're drifting off to sleep in your own bed, prior to all this, you can feel the Starhammer moving about, jamming on, before finally you guys find yourselves somewhere in orbit, waiting for the morning.
Okay.
You descend back down to the planet's surface in the morning, and you find this makeshift camp outside the Ironroot Cavern an absolute buzz. People aren't scrambling, but there is a hurry to everyone. People are preparing weapons, tightening armor, sharing armor. There is several of the Iron Roots. So, since you're only taking 20 of the River Swept, 20 of the Iron Roots, several of the ones that are not going have given off their armor to the River Swept and their weapons. Some of the River Swept not taking it, simply because it's not the way they're used to fighting, but others taking it for their benefit. And you can see the unification of the Rawas people here before whatever is to come.
There's a laser. A laser just came from the moon. Who saw that?
I'm going to remember that from now on. That song specifically ends with a Jason Laser. Shout out to Jason Wardell of In the Vast Forest on Spotify and Bandcamp. Check him out. Show him your love from us.
Tell him Duos and Destiny sent you.
Please do.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, I'm just kind of like walking around generally through the men, getting ready, and women.
And there's a lot of reverence. As you walk amongst them, they all kind of like stop and address you. And Carlisle has joined you for like this morning stroll. You two like holding coffee or whatever it is you guys are drinking that morning, just kind of like...
I don't have anything in my hand. I'm ready for war.
Oh, okay. Carlisle's definitely...
I'm serious.
Yeah.
And but I'm like very personable.
Yeah.
So as I'm walking through, like people, somebody's like bending down and I have a hand on their shoulder and I just go, today's make peace. Be ready. Femus watches over you. And then I find the next person. I see it in your eyes. You're ready. Femus is with you.
Femus.
And I just find the next person. Today's the day where you bring glory to the Rawas people and peace to the men, women, and children of this tribe. May Femus guide you. And I just follow, starting like just a train. I'm doing my best to like talk, even for a small second.
Yeah.
10, 20 seconds to each person.
Yeah, you're going down the tunnel, giving high fives.
Yeah.
And after you're kind of like separate yourself after this. Like you walk through the entire camp. Carlisle trails you. He doesn't speak up, pipe up at all, just kind of trailing you. One thing you do notice, like, he's holding the coffee mug with two hands, and whenever it's just one hand, it's just shaking like nobody's business. So he's holding it with two just to stop the trembling. And while you guys walk through, when you stop and you kind of finish your walk through and you scan the camp, you start to take note of banners that get hoisted, symbols drawn on armor, shields, helmets, painted on their chests.
There's no big like white hand on their head.
Yep, just the white hand of Sauron across the face. Yep.
That's the wrong wizard. He's the bad guy.
Looks like meat's back on the menu.
No, the symbol of Themis, just an anvil being sketched on anything that they can, like a rallying point. And Carlisle stands at you as he kind of watches, and he just holding the cup.
You're a natural at this.
Stick my hand on his shoulder while we're both standing there looking over. All of these warriors ready to give their lives for their people. And I go, I think you're right.
Right about what?
I think this is what I was called for. What I was created for was this. I've never been more proud of a decision I've made in my life, Carlisle. I'm helping a people. We are helping a people that have spent generations losing time because they've been too afraid to speak to one another and stop an outward force from skimming down their society. You and I have been that change. It feels good. It feels good to do something positive. It feels good to be the change in the world that we've always wanted. You know?
And you notice the trembling kind of stops. And he kind of takes a deep breath.
I think you're right. I'm just nervous.
I'd be scared if you weren't. I'm nervous. I'm doing my best to shove it down.
I'm sure you don't look it.
Well,
Oh,
you ever heard the phrase, fake it till you make it?
yeah.
Well, right now I am faking it to the max.
I think you're making it. Look at him.
If we're not going to get him ready, who will? I don't know the last time these guys have actually been in a war. I mean, they've been in skirmishes, small little battles, but this is a full-blown attack on something that could be, ultimately, if we mess up on this.
Eradication of a whole population.
Yeah.
And ourselves.
So, there's a lot riding on us. So
Yeah.
that means we can't mess up.
And I can't say I've ever been eager to rush towards death. I liked my cushy job of just sketching all day. I wouldn't think I'd be out here firing guns at enemies and bleeding daily for more than just paper cuts and...
That's true. But hey,
You are right. There is something that feels like we belong here.
yeah. You know, and I kind of like, this hand, my hand falls off and I bump into him a little bit and I go, and if we just royally mess up, no one's gonna know, we'll be dead.
That's almost comforting.
Yeah. That's a bad joke.
A needed joke. It's nice to have humor in times like this.
Okay.
Kuratas or whatever, right?
Cool.
And he kind of smacks you on your back.
Remember, be within 5 minutes of us landing.
I wouldn't dream of anything else. I'm gonna make a lot of noise when I arrive.
Don't. Not initially, not unless I tell you to. If you guys can come in semi-quietly, just in case, we might be able to infiltrate in a really good surprise fashion.
Understood.
Depending what we find on the inside, we might have to backtrack out, and your men might be the first ones to go in, given the Iron Root's specialty of being just big hammerheads. So, but it could change. We have enough variety on the Wasp that we might be able to take it in. But yeah.
And I would say it's probably best, if we don't fight the whole fight on their turf. If things turn sour, we need to get out of there as fast as we can. Retreat to a safe place. Probably wouldn't be bad to have some kind of rendezvous just outside of the crater. Maybe within those ruins. A fortified location, somewhat fortified at least. A wall, two walls.
Correct. That's why I think your ship needs to set up an operations base right away and find somewhere to fortify just outside the crater. And then that is where we operate from. If we have to defend and retreat back, that gives us a position of fortitude. Something that could be very useful if the time needs it. We'll establish it once we get there.
Okay. We'll be ready.
All right.
We won't come in guns blazing unless otherwise specified.
Very well.
Then it's 16 D10 straight down their throat.
I don't know what that means, but yeah, it sounds pretty good.
It just felt right to say.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of damage, like on average of 81 points of damage.
At least.
Yeah. Well, look up towards the sun.
If you'd guess, it's
It's
probably
time.
a few hours after sunrise. Like, you're probably about midway to about the time of departure.
I think it's time to start getting people rounded up and ready to go. It's going to take us a little bit to get everybody kind of pinholed in the ships.
It's gonna be a tight ship.
But it should be doable. I think you and I figured that out pretty well. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Logistics I can handle.
Logistics. That is true.
Logistics and the sketching, now that was fun. That was exhilarating. But this part, nerve-wracking.
I look back at him as I just kind of start to walk off, and I go, logistics, super fun.
Yeah.
I just holler out, all those assigned to the Wasp. All those assigned to the Wasp.
You see the Moonshade and the Windtorn have kind of been hanging out in one area. They stand. The Iron Will are not far away from you and Carlisle, so they join you. Zulu and Rappaport give a long embrace to Pizor and Radon, and then like a respectful salute and bow to Zage. And then everybody boards the Wasp ship. It's been aired out for quite a
What it's
while.
worth, Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't really talk about the logistics of the fact that we left the Wasp
we
ship
didn't at all.
at the River Swept,
Yeah.
and the River Swept did not bring it with them.
So whether or not last night we could have done it during the night and then...
Yeah, I would say like maybe while you guys were flying around
Yeah.
in the morning, because like you guys had to come back down to land from like remaining in like parked
True, we
orbit.
could
So yeah, just
snag
like
it from
zoop,
there.
beep, boop, yeah,
Yeah.
and just avoiding everything of the Surans in
Okay.
there. Yeah. So yeah, you sneakily
Yeah.
bring the Wasp ship, and when it lands, is kind of like when it brings everybody to attention. Loads up, the stench hangs in the air. Your blood still staining the deck.
Before I'm like the last one to get on, and I look towards all of the people underneath that enclave of rock. I just give a simple bow to all the chiefs.
And there is like a wave of bows, like the chiefs start, and then it's just like a all the way through the entire tribe. Some 250, I think we said total. Well, actually, so the entirety of the Iron Roots are there, so it is well over 250 because
Yeah.
there's about 250 of the Iron Roots themselves.
Okay.
30 Windtorn, 19-ish Cliff Riders, 15 I think technically, because old Tyther skedaddled. he's great. And then, the River Swept brought the 50. So it's 400-ish.
Okay.
You would know also, it might be a little important, is that like there are more of the River Swept back at their village. The Moonshades, there's more of them that kind of departed.
floating.
You don't know where they went off to specifically, but they had departed from the warrior band that you had journeyed with. The Windtorn are all present.
We'll
the
pick them
Iron
up on
Roots
the
are all
victory
present.
lap.
Yeah.
On the way back.
And then the Warriors of the Cliff Riders are present. So it's a very large company that has arrived in front, like that is gathered.
Sure.
And it is this massive wave of boughs before you, and it's a lot to see in that moment. And kind of standing far behind the back on the deck of the Starhammer, you see Carlisle and Zage just saluting.
I salute to them. And then I'll enter in the lost ship.
Okay.
As we take off, I go down to like the main deck.
Mm-hmm.
All the men are there.
Yep.
And I imagine for the most part I can pretty much see everybody. Today's the day that you prove your worth to your people. Nothing else matters. The brethren beside you, that's who you fight for. Your wife, your mother, your children back on Veritas, that's who you fight for.
Vistrotar.
Vistrotar. Oh, you're so similar. Vistrotar. That's who you fight for. I know not if you or I will come back, but I do know one thing: we will not fail. Our blood will be not dropped for nothing. I feel the energy. I feel all of your warrior spirits coming to life. And this is when the Raw Wasp people once again become a force to be reckoned with.
There's this thud, 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 thud.
Themis is with us,
Guradas, Guradas,
and Themis watches over all of us. Be ready to go out. We will be there shortly. Make right with your gods. And I will go back up to the top of the weapon deck.
Yep.
By myself.
Yep.
And I will use the hat to turn into a saran.
Okay, awesome. What a good suggestion.
Yeah.
I would like... I'm going to give you inspiration for that. And then I'm also going to allow you to give... I'm going to call it like inspiration / de-inspiration. When you think it's crucial in this coming fight to re-roll anything. 1 dice.
Okay.
If it's for the good or for the bad. Like if doesn't matter when or where.
Oh, like I could have you.
Yep, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I'm giving you advantage, and I'm giving you essentially like the silvery barb spell straight to me.
Okay.
1 time
Okay.
for the speech. Whew.
Okay.
Heck
Do
yes.
this. Let's go to war.
Okay. So I am going to kind of stand here so I can scooch the Starhammer. We don't need
Goodbye,
you for the
Starhammer.
time moment. Set that on the ground, and then I'm going to draw out this black marker. Let's see, where are we?
The marker.
Okay, I'm going to draw out the moon as you approach it.
Okay.
So from
I could kept my beautiful picture
Carlisle's. Say, oh yeah, yeah. From Carlisle's cartography, patent pending, you know that the moon itself is about 1,000 feet in diameter.
Okay.
And then the circumference of the impact crater that you guys are approaching is roughly 150 feet wide. So 5,
Oh,
10,
shoot.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55,
Bigger than
60. Yes, it would be. So yeah, it would basically encompass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yeah, so it's not big enough in either direction. So it encompassed the entire battle map here of just the crater itself. As you guys are approaching, you can start to make out that dark central pit to the impact crater, like the actual impact zone. This 60-foot hole.
Okay.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we'll stop there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so there is our circle as round as I'm going to make it.
So this is where the entry point is?
Yes.
Ultimately? Okay.
Yeah. So this is where that large, so like, there's basically like the actual impact zone that just makes like rubble and the crater pushed out beyond.
You just drew the sun that we all drew in 4th grade on the corner.
Exactly, I nailed it.
The corner of our picture.
From my artistic skills, clearly. So yeah, this is just basically this void black hole as you guys are approaching it. And then on either side, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, you see like small watchtowers. And then there's like a kind of like a staircase that runs on either side back here.
This is exactly what I'd drawn earlier. Man, I'm
pretty much.
I'm
And that should be the same distance over here as well, I'm assuming.
Carlisle was a phenomenal cartographer.
Oh, so you really nailed it on it, so. Okay, clearly
Sweet.
stairs.
What do you see?
Let me grab some Surreans to drop in.
Please. Dropping in. Dang. Does this spaceship have any parachutes?
It sure. You make an investigation check.
I need a squirrel suit, a wing suit.
Yes, that would be
Mission Impossible style.
Magic item incoming.
Dude, that's actually that'd be a really cool D&D item.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would
That'd be kind of awkward to
awesome.
walk around with. It really only be pertaining to one situation, but
Yeah. Even as you guys are closing in on where this impact crater is, you can't see within. Like the shadows are just too deep to actually make out anything beyond the hole in the surface level itself. I'd say the ruins are going to be like 100 feet your way from the edge of this. Well, if the impact crater is 150 feet, that'd give it like a diameter 75. So let's put it 150 feet away, just like an even.
Towards me.
Yep. Okay. So like 150 feet from right here.
Okay.
That way would be like the edge of the ruins.
Okay. Very good.
And then let me make sure I'm not missing anything else. Nope, that's everything we need for right now. So as you guys are kind of approaching, I will let you decide when, where, and how.
Zulu, take us in closer to one of them. I will try to land on the outside, and I will try to pull. I think they'll be odd enough that maybe they'll come investigate.
Okay. Yep. And correct assumption. As you guys are kind of like bringing your way in.
Zulu, what's up with all the flips? I'm gonna puke.
I am just practicing my combat skills to make sure I can get inside of this tiny little hole within the... Look, I made it. As he's floating in, kind of coming in from the top here. Well, you see one Saran kind of like quizzically points up at you, gathering the attention of the other one.
As we're that last minute approach, I assume Bondoc is our first one through the door.
Yep.
And I tell him and one of Gordon is right there probably. Did Gordon come? He's a chief.
Yes, yeah. So he would be included in one of the 11.
He's probably one of the only chiefs that came.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's a man's man. And so I'll point at Bondoc, Gordon, and then one of the Windtorn.
Okay.
And then I'll say, you three, I'll take the one initially that comes out. You three have to tranquilize that other one immediately.
We will get him. And actually, more of the Windtorn gather and they all have like long bows that are, the Windtorn are very like lithe and tall folk.
Right.
The long bows themselves are probably about 6 foot total in length. And so they're absolutely massive, and they have them with them. They all volunteer themselves. There's about like 6 of them. Can I see that one real quick? I just want to see about how many I could actually shove up on that.
Well, I don't want any of them out yet.
2, okay. Gotcha.
So, I guess when I go to land, once we land, they could hop out, but I need at least Bondoc and Gordon initially. They hop off first,
with
stealthing, holding at the back, and then waiting, and then my longbow guys, as many as they could shove up really quick, being stealthy and waiting for the opportune time to strike.
Yeah.
Waiting for a signal.
Okay, I would say between the foredeck and the main deck,
Oh, true.
or the weapon deck,
Decks, yep.
yeah, you could fit about 5 of them.
Between both?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like 2 up top, just to leave room for Bondoc, because the only way out, there's 2 ways out of that ship. One through the foredeck, which you would then have to like jump off the side.
Mm-hmm.
Not a huge jump, it'd be about like 10, 15 feet. I would just make like, successful athletic checks. Or you can go down the ramp of the tail, which you'd have to like go up from the...
that's how I'd want Bondoc and
Yeah.
Gordon to come out, because I want the ship to land like this, so we have to go out this way, so they can sneak out behind, not be seen.
Okay.
So, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Zulu says, if it is okay, I will come in close. A better cover for you and the sneaky troops.
Very well.
Okay, so he comes right about here. So you're just about 10 foot away from that raised guard platform.
Okay.
At which point, this one is starting to make his way. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to say he would be dashing, just kind of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
So as it lands, I'm like, oh,
Yep.
off the back, and I'm just like slowly, really slow, like 10 feet around, kind of slow, like going down the back, like one arm's like mimic.
Deception check, would you?
Deception, huh?
Deception!
18.
Nice. Ooh, heck yeah, okay. Awesome. You hear the Suran start to shout out in that, like, the guttural clacking language. And you can tell he's directing this towards you.
And I like just like keep walking down.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. So you're kind of like stumbling and hurting. We can always face this either way. I don't know if you want the tail like towards
tail,
or
like
away.
Tail. I would want him to come in landed cockeyed like this.
Okay.
We'll say.
Awesome.
So that way it's like I'm awkwardly away from him.
Okay. So you, I would say, are fully on the ground at this point, and this one is approaching you slowly. Let me grab a few more minis just for some lion folk. Let's go with the 2 blonde guys are going to be our Bondoc, and Bondoc is orange.
Okay.
And then Gordon is going to be green.
Perfect.
So they're just going to be on the ship for now, so we're just going to put them in a big hole.
Okay.
Just kind of give them a place to be. And then, of course, the other ones are all just kind of waiting in anticipation.
Yeah.
When you get to this point, is there anything you'd like to be doing?
I just like stop at the bottom of the ship, and I kind of look over to this guy, and I go,
and he's like hurriedly rushing towards you. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay. As he was like getting close, is this guy's now like?
He's like pretty much like 5 foot, within distance. He's kind of like investigating you, looking probably for a wound or whatever is ailing you.
I couldn't have my maul, could I?
The Surians do not carry one.
So at this point, I'm kind of hover like this, and I pull out my hatchet as he's looking close to me, and I just go whack into his chest, because theoretically speaking, he's looking at my head, which is probably like several, feet above me or like longer.
Right.
So he's not even necessarily watching where I'm coming from, like my eyes are looking. So I just hatchet whack directly into him.
Absolutely.
Which I will use my bonus action first.
Okay, yeah.
To like do a little frozen
Nick
cut.
yourself, of course.
Yeah, a little.
Don't forget, this is going to be at advantage, just because it is a surprise attack from that successful.
You don't have to tell me.
That successful deception check.
Let's go ahead and roll
And
that
the
frozen
performance.
damage. When would I get my next right? Like type 4? Bigger points of damage.
I bet at like level 7 be my best guess.
Yeah, I figured it's gotta be. It's level 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rider frozen on my hatchet. My
Yep.
hand axe, rather. And I just go whack. Yeah, I'm just gonna say the spot, and I just go whack, and I go no as
Right
I
on.
do it.
Okay.
So I have advantage on this one. He said we'll go blue and orange.
Yes.
First attack. 14 plus 6. Yeah, so dirty 20 on the first one.
Dirty 20 is going to hit him.
And second one.
God, I'm going to have so many
25.
25 to hit. Or 25 points of damage.
No, 25 to hit.
Okay,
I'd love for
yep.
it to be 25 points of damage, but not quite yet.
Okay. Yes, absolutely does hit.
Do I need to separate this out again?
What are your damages?
It's cold and slashing.
Cold and slashing. Yes, please do.
What's 6 and 6? So on this first one, so 6 slashing, 6 cold.
It's a heck of a lot of 6s.
Well, it's
Wait, you
35.
got 6 slashing damage and 6 cold damage. Okay, sorry. Let me.
Do you want me to just cut my cold in half, or is it? Well, because at this point, would I notice that like they're immune to it, or would I notice that they were just kind of resistant? This doesn't quite do enough.
It is a resistance. Okay. Yes, you see it still hurt them, but does not impact them quite the way you would anticipate it to.
That's the roll I needed.
Is it? Now?
Would you? Yeah, because I rolled a 1 on my cold, but then a 6 on my slashing.
Nice.
Would you
nice.
like me to just go ahead and 50% it for you? And
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
That'd be handy.
So the first one would be 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
Which the second one is 10 then, so 19 points of damage for 2. Man, Blood Hunter is just so much fun when you start getting higher. And you get that extra damage.
Heck
like
yeah,
that.
okay. So as you hack into this first one, you take a big swing and you BAM! Straight into the chest. You take that opportunity to smack right back into the same spot, and you see it start to bleed this like black ooze. And he still stands, he's like staggering. Immediately, this one's like, Rakata Huga! And he's gonna
I guess I still look like a Surin, huh?
Yeah, you would. Yeah, I would
That's
say there's
funny.
nothing that breaks your
Yeah.
concentration. So as you attack, he's immediately going to turn tail. The 5 cliff riders, not cliff riders, Windtorn,
Yep.
emerge from the deck. I will have you roll me 5 d20s,
Okay.
if you wouldn't mind.
I'd love to.
And
Do
then
they
I'm
have
just gonna.
advantage?
Yes, yeah, because it would be a surprise round for them as well. Everything about this is surprise.
What plus are they going to have?
The plus is a +5.
Okay. So I got a 19.
19 hits. So we got 1 hit. 2 hits.
22. 22.
3 hits.
21.
4 hits.
Let's go. We came to party. 21.
5 hits, right on. Okay.
Longbow is
So,
D8.
probably.
I need to get those tabs for this.
Yeah, you do.
Because those things are sweet.
They
But I guess
sure
they sent me the wrong ones on that first one. Huh?
Yeah.
Do I have
I'm
that
trying to
paper
think
still
if
in here?
I
I do.
have longbow.
I have it right here.
Okay.
Yeah, D8.
Okay, what's the range on the longbow? I need
150 by 600.
150 by 600, and it's a D8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
8, 4,
8, 8, 4. So that would be 12, 20.
That's 20. Double sevens.
Yo!
So 34 points of damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
34 out of 40.
That's pretty insane
That's
damage.
crazy.
So as the
And that's not
Wind
any
Torn
additional.
rush out, that is very true. I was going to say, because they would have a +3 on the modifier.
So that's 49 points of
Yeah,
damage.
that's insane. Yeah, they pincushion this dude to the point where his body is just like pushed and carried, and just like
insta killed him.
yeah,
Let's go.
absolutely just
Oh.
obliterated him in a moment. They like emerge from and just like it is a strike force. 5 arrows. Find their marks, 5 arrows, put him straight into the dirt. This guy is barely standing on, and it is going to be Gordon that actually rolls from, like he does like a tactical ninja roll
Tactical ninja.
from the top deck.
Ninja.
I love that video so much. I can't remember where I put
I'll show you. I have those swords in my hair.
Oh, hey, I just flipped right to it. That's so awesome. This is going to be an absolute mess for Logan. Who thought this was a good idea? Logan did.
Yeah, Logan did. I just get to reap the benefits of it.
Yeah, really.
You know.
That's why I'm going to make you roll as much as I can. So he is basically just going to tactical ninja roll down off of the back of this.
Okay.
And do a spear attack with advantage.
Do you want me to DM at this point, and then
Yeah,
we'll
would you?
just
Yeah, yep. A 15 plus his modifier of 4, so 19 is going to hit.
Sweet.
And then he's got a D8 of damage with the 2 hands plus 2, so that's 6 points of damage. Your previous 20 plus that 6 points of damage is just enough, or it's a little bit more than enough to put him down as well. So immediately he, like, as the other one kind of like goes to pull his weapon, like the scimitar is like halfway out the scabbard, you see Gordon roll down the entire ramp just and comes to a stop and just takes all that motion and just straight up into the heart of the Sauron, and it kind of stops him dead in his tracks, and then he just shoves it to the ground. At that point, Bondoc is kind of like standing on the deck, kind of like rising up from the ladder, and he's just like, I didn't even get to do anything.
That's fine. Quickly, get all the men. Separate and divide. Get 10 over there on that side, pointing over here.
Okay.
And I said, Gordon, you get 10 men on this side.
Okay, awesome.
Divide the archers, and divide the iron roots.
Okay, so let's see, Iron Roots.
Bondoc, get your men with me.
I'm going to try to figure out a good way to kind of like divide the forces without just an overwhelming bit of minis.
You can do, so if we do...
I have plenty of minis to go around, so if we need to, I can grab more.
Right. But I mean, we could do, so I've got 5 on one side, 6 on the other, and then, 5 on one side and 4 on the other, whatever. So an even split here, so that way there's 5 and 5, or 10 on each side up here.
Yep.
And as they come down, quickly get those bodies, shove them on the back side of the watchtowers. Man the watchtowers immediately.
Okay, awesome. So you said 5 on one side, 5 on the other, is that correct?
Yeah, we're just doing... That way there's 10 in each of these.
Yep.
So 5 wind torn on one, 4 on the other, since there's only 9, and then the opposite to make the 10 on each side for the iron roots, excuse me, for the moonshade.
Anybody? Moonshades are going to be these little guys here, and these are just going to kind of be indicative of a few of them.
So I'm gonna write 4 IR.
Yeah, I like
and then
that.
6 MS. 5 on IR. They're gonna be out for the season, and 5 MS. Gosh, that's not quite a fine point enough.
It really isn't. I need to
kinda
get me some
smeared
fine
some.
points.
And then I have the 5 iron wills with me, just kind of
with you.
We're just
okay.
kind of between the ship right now and that.
Yes, awesome. Okay, so the iron wills are going to be these here. So these are just going to represent basically Gordon is orange, green is Bondoc, and Bondoc is just going to represent all of the iron wills for the time being. If we need to make that different in the future, we'll do that. With that in the case, you guys have landed. Zulu, you can hear his voice kind of like emanate from the deck of the ship, and he says, "Anything from here?"
Move the ship back behind one of the watchtowers, but still within range, but hidden.
And it kind of like flutters up and lands back down here, just behind that. We'll call it 20 feet back.
Bondok, you and me, we're gonna go try to. Should we just look inside the hole?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Gonna sneak up to the edge of the hole just to
Okay.
help. look.
Sneaking with Bondok. He's in heavy armor, by all means, just so
Okay.
you're aware.
I'm going by myself then.
Okay.
Wait here.
Gordon is with you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have Gordon. I guess he would have been technically one of these people.
Oh, would he have? Okay.
Well, because the way I split it, since there was 11, but I'll look up
gotcha.
like. No, I'll just go by myself. I said,
Okay, cool. Okay, he's not with you.
Everyone hold position then. Let me look. Keep cover.
Gotcha. Okay, so everyone's holding position and just kind of like hunkering down for the time being. This old boy is going to stay there, and you're going to approach here. Make a perception check.
Perception.
Perception.
4.
4. Okay. As you're peering in, it is void blackness beyond.
Okay.
You cannot see any light. It's almost as if there is like this magical barrier that prevents any light from penetrating through.
Does it look like I can go in via feet? Via walking, holding onto something? Or does it look like it's like a drop off? You know, like you need a rope or you'll need a ship to enter into this.
Straight from the hole, it is just a drop off.
Okay.
Yep.
I walk back out. That did no good.
Gordon pipes up and he said, "I found a hatch." From this standpoint.
What?
It's within the tower.
I look over. I point to the guys on the far side. Do you guys have a hatch? I'm signaling like on the floor. A hatch.
Oh yeah,
on
so
the
you like,
floor.
yeah. Okay, they're gonna make an investigation check.
Okay.
Pretty good. I'll just take a random. What is perception? Or it'd be investigation, which is intelligence. Okay. So a 14, not too bad. They they're gone for a few. Like you see, like a bunch of them disperse, and then one comes up and he like waves his hands and he's like,
Okay. And I go. Do I see the Starhammer at all?
"Yeah, I was literally
Okay.
just about to mention that."
Okay.
You see at this point the Starhammer has been just shy of 5 minutes. Like I'd probably call it on the cusp of 3 minutes. Like
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
early to the punch. They arrive and they're about like 200 feet from you back there, and
Then I
you can kind of
start to,
see them start to take like a low, slow pass.
And I start to signal them like towards the wasp ship, like directing them. You know, doing my best air traffic controller on
Yep.
the thing. I pull out 2 sticks. And they're both glowing. They're green. I'm like,
You
"This
have the
way,
light cantrip.
this way." Yeah, and then I'm like sticking these things in the ground like a railway. You know, or
You're
runway.
trying to get
To
the
guide 'em
wasp
over-
ship there,
No,
or the
trying to
Star-
guide the Starhammer over here to,
Oh, okay,
to
yeah.
start dropping off.
Yeah, I was to say they were starting to drop off people. They're like upon their immediate arrival, they were
Yeah.
starting to like take a low, slow pass, and then they kind of like, as they look to you guys and they see the signals, they pick back up and then sweep over and landing behind the wasp ship, or not landing because
Yeah.
they can't hear, but yeah, it kind of like makes a slow pass and drops off as many as it can.
I guess
off
the
the
quits, all the teardowns we at least probably take off somebody else.
Oh yeah,
too,
yeah,
wouldn't they, huh?
absolutely, yeah. So there's like a quick
Pretty quick.
interchange.
Sick.
And very soon, depending how many you want to be unloaded.
All of them.
Okay, everybody,
Yeah.
which was 50
50.
plus. Okay, and you see like Carlisle leading the charge, landing, and then he kind of like motions Zage to get out, and you see the Starhammer kind of like takes light, and then it just starts to circle like a wide berth to where it's not like visible and it's not too high in the sky. It's pretty low and it's just kind of staying out and around and just slowly circling.
Which I think, if you don't mind saying this,
Yeah.
during the previous planning period, we would have had Zage, like, he's on perimeter control. So if we see a ship come in, that's also why I didn't take any automatons.
Yep.
They can man the ballistas, and he can man the cannon with he's got who with him?
Radon.
So that way they can drop whatever that they can on any incoming wasp ship, you know, to start potentially do something. But so as the Carlisle and I get close, and I go, Carlisle, time to set up a base. We found hatches in each of these watchtowers. We need to act now and act quick. Set up a base where you guys were landing initially, but keep
I wish I probably had drawn that over there so you can read it a little bit easier.
No, you're fine. I'm going to take in the Iron Wheels and the Wind Torn, or not the Wind Torn, the Moonshade.
Yep.
Everybody else have at least 5 or so. Keep the Wind Torn and the Gates. Keep people with them as well. So there'll be about 10 in each of these.
Yep.
And then, but we're all gonna. I'm gonna signal for the other, or when they go to trade off, say we'll send Iron Roots over here.
Mm-hmm. You can kind of like split the forces of Iron Roots. You can send them all in one location.
So I want 5 Iron Roots over here and 5 of the Wind Torn over here.
Okay.
Which I did write IR by accident. That's hilarious because I meant to initially put these as.
Oh yeah, the Wind Torn.
Wind Torn.
Yeah.
So
that's funny.
So there'll be 5 Iron Roots and 5 Wind Torn.
Okay. And they're staying on the watchtower?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, just as a backup, in case something comes out, Wind Torn, we had 9, so I can only have 4 of those guys over here then. And then I want 6 Iron Roots over here.
Okay.
So there's 10-10. The rest of them are setting up a base back towards the, right on the cusp of that town.
Gotcha. So at this time, all of the Wind Torn are at the watchtowers.
Yep.
Just so we can keep them in.
These guys are all coming with me, and these guys are all coming with me.
Okay.
So I'm taking 16 in initially.
Carson, and these are going to be Carson. 10 Iron Roots are with the watchtowers.
Mm-hmm.
Carlisle.
Wherever he feels comfortable, wherever he absolutely, that's his choice, you know. And then the Pterodons, I would probably kind of say like ultimately the Pterodons could. There's 10, 5 on each side, kind of ready to rock and roll.
Okay.
So they're maybe behind the watchtowers, so they're not immediately seen. But,
so they're with the watchtowers.
Okay.
The River Swept.
They're setting up the base, or some type of forward operating base at the cusp of that city.
Awesome. So they are at, we'll just call that Rendezvous.
Okay.
On the ship. On the ship.
Patrol. Yeah, they
that's
can.
You.
That wasp can go up and patrol as well too.
Carlisle's gonna stick with you, and he's just like,
I've got your back, and I'll stay at a distance.
Let's do this. Pick up the hatch, look at Bondoc and Gordon and say, now's our time, boys. And I'll lead the way.
okay,
I've got
awesome.
my ball at this point. Maybe I returned it from the ship before he took off. Or
Yeah.
Maybe Bondoc had it, and he was going to toss it to me when he first got down, but I've got my maul at this point.
Okay, perfect. So going down within, you find yourselves, really all we'd have to do to change this, I might leave the watchtowers just for the time being, but from within, the only thing that changes from here, you see the central hole looking up, and it is like a black ceiling. So I guess I'll backtrack a little bit. You go down through the hatch, and it's like this tight spiral staircase that leads you down, and it's kind of rickety, and you can tell it's built out of mostly like rubble. It leads you down into the floor, and you find yourself in a cavern that feels very open, and you know it's very open because you can't see any end around you. How far is your dark vision?
It's probably standard 60.
Okay.
I would assume.
Standard 60.
Yeah, 60.
Okay, cool. Let me go back to how big this thing is.
Big enough. Is big enough.
So yeah, if you're there, okay, yeah, you cannot see
Okay.
any of the sides from where you're at. If you got 60 feet of dark vision, you cannot see them when they go down.
They're not going down that way.
Oh, they're not.
I pulled all. They're all following me down the same way.
Okay, cool. So this is just the backup, like the 5 and
Yeah.
the 10 that stay up. Okay.
They're watching that trapdoor, obviously.
Yep.
Maybe one goes down inside of it just to watch it, but yeah, the rest of them are staying there as
Okay.
a defensive mechanism.
Awesome. So you head down, and they're kind of leading the way. You hear Carlisle, and he's like,
Why's it always gotta be dark?
as he whispers under his breath. I probably shouldn't have whispered myself, but you go down, and it is. It looks to be as if this cavern has been relatively freshly tunneled out. You could definitely tell this space has been excavated
Okay.
and larger. You cannot see up and out. It's like this black cap that just blocks off all your light. And within here, it is entirely dark. There
Okay.
are no sconces, there's no torches, no campfires, or anything like that. And immediately, the foul smell hits your nose. Not as overwhelming and concentrated as it is on the wasp ships, but it is heavy within here. And it's overwhelming, especially for quite a few of the line folk that haven't had to smell that before. They're like all kind of like covering their noses, gagging a little bit at the smell, because it is a horrendous stench that encompasses this entire cavern. So surrounded by blackness in all directions. What do you do?
How far down did we go? Approximately. if I had to
About
judge.
30 feet.
Okay. Okay. Do I see structures of anything within my 60 feet?
Within 60 feet, you can see the silhouette of 2 wasp ships. So, for instance, if you enter down here, there would be a wasp ship. We'll just pretend. I think it might be easier if we just go ahead and erase this, because there's not going to be action up here for the time being. So we'll just pretend you're in the bottom. Okay, all gone. You guys have entered here, and this one person is just going to represent your warband that you have with you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Right about there, so about 45 feet from you is one wasp ship.
Okay.
And then,
And so when I look towards the front and towards my right, then do I see other things?
you
Or just all
do-
open cavern to darkness?
Yes, just open cavern to darkness, nothing past.
Okay.
So this one's going to be about there-ish.
Okay.
So probably a little bit closer to you in that aspect. Like it right there. And as we settle in for this battle, that's where we're going to call for the evening.
Okay.
Whew.
It's gonna be
Big
hot.
logistics,
Yeah.
a lot coming up,
Yeah, that's been great.
but we're
Awesome,
prepared.
awesome. Yeah, next session's gonna be
We've
a
got the
blast.
scene. So
Hey, make
Heck
sure you
yes.
catch us next time because it's gonna be awesome.
excited to get to all this. Thank you guys so much for joining us
Yes.
on episode 13 of Commander's Log. I'm the Dungeon Master Logan.
And I'm your Brandon.
He's my Brandon too.
Who's the player? Guess what? We'll see you guys next time where the laughs and the jokes are always fun and heavy and the stories are of the utmost. Till next time, we're Duos of Destiny. See ya.